I jumped the gun on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's your boy, the DOUG here, and it's time for another Revolution's Honor. Of course, you know who I am. I am the host with the most, and of course, I can't do this show alone. Joining me is my tag team partner, weighing in tonight at 220 pounds, thanks to the Mountie exercise program. He's in Canada right now. It is the man known as the Ninja, known as Test.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm up from the Great White North now.
Yes, and I've heard you've actually been able to, you actually got to feel what the Canadian Destroyer feels like, correct?
Yeah, Bernadette Peck's a mean Canadian Destroyer.
Ooh, well, before we get to Bernadette, we do have some sad news to report. Our main man, EL.CIBERNETICO, is a little bit under the weather tonight. He had some teeth knocked out thanks to Scott Hall, because Scott Hall thought he was a tequila bottle. But don't worry, we have somebody to replace him very well. We have La Parka. That is right, we dug La Parka out of the WCW vault, and he's now our music man for the evening. Unfortunately, La Parka does not know English, so this could be a very difficult night for us. And before we continue, I believe we have two other people with us. Bernadette and Rob, are you there?
They're here, but they're not here.
Well, that just goes to show you, when we try to have communications with Canada, it fails miserably.
Yep.
Well, until they can get in here, Mr. Test, as you may have well known while you've been on vacation, we now have a new war in the business. It's not the Monday night war, it's not the Friday night war, it's not the Sunday night war at the local strip club where everybody gets laid. No, it's the Wednesday night war. Lucha Underground, NXT, Ring of Honor, and TNA all air at pretty much the same time on Wednesday nights. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like, awesome, I guess.
Awesome. Well, let's just go over the pros and cons for this, because there are a lot of cons and a lot of pros, but let's go with the pros first. This now gives something that we have all been clamoring for in the wrestling business for about a decade now. We now have variety. We now can actually decide what we want to watch now when it comes to wrestling, because let's be honest, on Monday night it's either Monday Night Raw or watch the Golf Network. On Thursday nights, it's watch SmackDown or watch the making of Sonny's porno tape. Yeah. So now Wednesday nights we have 4 things, which is great. That's what we need. But there are some problems. Let's start with the LA Network, particularly Lucha Underground in this case, who that airs on the LA Network. It's not available for everyone. I mean, I got it for free, but I know on the other side of the United States, you have to pay for that certain package. That's also a problem with Ring of Honor and TNA on Destination America, as I believe our buddy L said last week or this week. He cannot watch that because it would cost him $60 to get that channel. That is a little hardening to hear that, you know. So if you live in California, I think I'm going to say this for everyone. LA Network and Destination America, go fuck yourself.
Well, if Oklahoma can get it, I think California can get it.
You would think, but we got to remember, California only cares about that dude who's now a lady, whatever his name was. But then, of course, you have NXT, which is on the network, which, hey, positive, the only way you can watch, well, not a positive, actually a negative, you can only watch it on the network. But, hey, the positive is, for the 3rd month in a row, you can get the WWE Network for free. What dumbass has said, we're going to give the WWE Network away for these 3 months back to back to back. Vince, you're losing money. You're losing more money than I do at the strip club. Okay, and that's a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
All right, so, but the worst thing about this Wednesday Night War, all 4 of them have one thing in common. They're all taped. And the one thing we hate here at the Revolution's Honor is taped shows, because it's very easy to find out what's going to happen if some jackass, dumbass, or politician decides to post, here's what happens tonight on blah, blah, blah-bitty blah.
Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter, yeah, Dixie Carter would definitely be one of them. So, Yeah, I'm hoping they all go to live soon. I know Ring of Honor can't because they're still not a big name company, but NXT should be able to go live at this point. Come on, you do live pay-per-views, do live shows now. And LA Network, okay, I don't think most, well, why do I keep saying LA? Lucha Underground, probably most people don't know what that is because they don't have the LA Network, and if they do, they probably only know about it because of all the 50 billion times they saw the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or some fucking movie starring some bimbo.
But it's like
I don't watch that network that much.
It's like I was talking to you before the show. According to Son of Havoc, Matt Cross, it is it's taped in seasons, and like I told him, I said I don't get it, but then he explained it to me, and I was more able to get it, understand it.
Just in case if no one knows what he means by that, because and I do thank you, Mr. Test, for that information. Pretty much, let's say if your favorite show is like Castle, or Supernatural, or Arrow, you know how there's always a season, and there's the season finale. That's pretty much what Lucha Underground is. They're on for a season, then they disappear for a few months, and then they're back on, for season 2, blah, 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 correct?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm hoping this Wednesday Night War does good, but we shall see if it does. Now let's go to happy news. Let's go to something happy. Ring of Honor. As you guys know, Best in the World is coming up June 19th, and myself and Mr. Andrew will be there live starting next week to get ready for the hype of Best in the World. We're going to be there in New York next week, and we're going to be there on the 19th for the pay-per-view. And they've added a new match to the pay-per-view. It will be The Decade, Adam Page and J.B. Whitmer, taking on ACH and Reborn Matt Sindel in a tag team match. Now, Andrew, I asked you this because you're being serious now for about a minute. We got to act like Lance Storm because you're in Canada. Who do you think's going to win this match? The Decade or ACH and Matt Sindel?
Well, I like ACH and Evan Bourne or Matt Sindel.
All right. Well, think about it right now because next Friday on our show, we're going to be doing a whole special Best in the World. We're going to hype up the whole show. We're going to go down the card as what is available, and we're going to make our picks for that. But for now, just similar, think about it like a good fine steak you're about to eat. It's almost there. You can taste it, but it's not there yet. But we're going to get there. It's going to be great. Now moving on to TNA. Good old TNA, right? Which has been better than the WWE has been in the last month and a half.
Oh, dear God.
And I'm not joking. Okay, I'm sorry. I've enjoyed TNA more than I have the WWE. And that's saying something when you got Dixie Carter who spoils things more than DC Marvel Universe fans do, okay? Anyway, of course,
you know what's sad,
they had a show this week.
You know what's really sad? Is when Dixie Carter can book better than Vince Russo can.
Sad thing is, who's ever been booking for TNA the last few weeks has been doing a great job and should be getting a pay raise. But they probably won't because they're going to go out of business since their ratings are so bad. I think people have actually watched the Puppet Hour starring Paul Martin and Big Red. This is why we love a live audience. They laugh at the bad jokes and the good jokes. Anyway, this past week, the Wolves had an opportunity to win the best-of-5 series against the Dirty Heels, Austin Aries, and Bobby Roode. All they had to do was win this match by any means, pinfall, submission, countout, disqualification, and they become the tag team champions. But the Dirty Heels had another plan. The Dirty Heels would win this match, and Wolves do lead the series right now 2-1. How this happened, Austin Aries distracted the referee, and Bobby Roode hit one of the Wolves upside the head with a steel chair. The fans loved it, apparently, so that tells you who the fans want to see win, Austin Aries and Bobby Roode, because they are God's gift to wrestling. They are like the JBL of TNA. I don't know if that's a good thing now.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, we just heard LaPaca's opinion. He said, fuck that. So, Wolves lead the series right now, but the series is not over yet. But to some interesting news, next week is Destination X. Now, of course, Mr. Test, we do know what Destination X usually means the last few years. If you're the X Division champion, you get to have an option. You can forfeit your title and get a shot at the world champion, or you can keep your title and main event the pay-per-view. Now, before I say what Rockstar Spud did, Tess, what would you do if you were given this opportunity? Would you go for the world title knowing that you would have to forfeit the title you have now?
No.
And what did you say, Tess?
No, I would keep the same title I have now instead of going for the world, especially if I'm Rockstar Spud, who's about as skinny as Rob is.
Ooh. Well, Lapaka, get that theme music ready again, because I'm going to ask another question. What did you think Rockstar Spud did? Did you think he kept the belt, or do you think he's going to go after Kurt Angle for the world title?
Knowing Rockstar Spud, I think, knowing Rockstar Spud, he's going to try to show Dixie off and try to go for Kurt versus Kurt Angle.
Well, you would be correct, because this week, when he was interviewed, before he could make his decision, EC3 came out and said, you should keep that title. You have no shot at beating Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle will mop the floor with you. But Rockstar Spud, being the gutsy wrestler he is, he has decided to use option C. So next week, it will be Rockstar Spud versus Kurt Angle for the world title. Now, just imagine here for a minute, folks. Kurt Angle, the Olympic gold medalist, a man who won the gold with a broken fucking neck, a guy who's beaten Brock Lesnar to win championships, a guy who's beating Bobby Lashley to win titles, could lose to a guy who's so skinny, he looks like a fucking piece of beef jerky, and is so mentally small. The fact of it makes Chinese people like, oh, my dick bigger than him.
Yeah, but it's the truth.
Well, that is the truth. But there was one more added stipulation to this, and that involves our good old boy, Austin Aries. You know who Austin Aries is, right? Greatest wrestler of all time.
Yep.
The only
the
reason
greatest
to watch
man
TV.
that ever lived.
That is correct. Remember a few months ago what he won? He won the briefcase to get a world title match whenever he wanted.
Triple threat match.
Nope. He announced this week that after the Kurt Angle and Rockstar Spud match, he will cash in his Feast or Fire briefcase. So we are guaranteed to see two champions walk out, two title matches, I should say, that night. I had to correct myself because I can't speak English tonight. Parker, did you give me a taco? Remember here at Revolution's Honor, we like to offend everybody. So, Mr. Tess, I'll ask you this question. Now knowing that Austin Aries will be facing the winner of the Kurt Angle and Rockstar Spud match, who's walking out as champion? Can Austin Aries finally recapture the gold? Can Rockstar Spud give hope to midgets everywhere? Or is Kurt Angle going to say, fuck you, you're British, I'm American, and Austin Aries, you know you're the baddest motherfucker here, go fuck yourself. I'm Kurt Angle.
If Rockstar Spud beats Kurt Angle, God, I am going. Yep, we're all saying it here. Nope. And then.
I hope the high def might catch them. Nope.
I agree with you, because if Rockstar Spud wins that, I can't believe I'm saying this. Jay Briscoe would be more believable as a champion than Rockstar Spud.
Oh God.
Yeah,
How about this, Doug? Doug, I got a deal for you. If Rockstar Spud actually wins, you have to quit drinking for a month.
I'll give you one better. If Rockstar Spud actually walks out as champion next week, I won't drink beer for 3 months, and I'll come on here and sing his goddamn theme song on our show next week.
He won the Take the bet, Doug.
Yeah, nope. Doug said that if Rockstar Spud walks out, he will quit drinking for 3 months, and what else?
I will sing Rockstar Spud's theme song on our show next week.
He will sing Rockstar Spud's theme song on her show next week.
Oh.
Yeah, so please, God, for all that is holy on this planet, because I have the worst singing voice imaginable. I make that Asian dude from American Idol seem like he has the voice of an angel. Do not let Rockstar Spud win next week, because I think we would piss off every fan we have.
Please, Rockstar Spud, I love you. Please don't lose. Please don't lose. I might actually have to give Rob to give me a pair of Canadian earplugs.
Oh, wait a minute. Mounties can afford earplugs? When did that happen?
Oh, we gave him his paycheck raise as a Mountie, so.
Okay. Well, with Rockstar Spud giving up the X Division title, TNA announced today 2 of the 3 matches to determine a new X Division champion. Now, of course, remember they did this last year. They were all 4 matches were a triple threat. The first 3 were qualifying matches. The first match in the X Division triple threat match to crown a new champion will be Manic, Crazy Steve, and Low-Key. So you either get to pick an Asian dude who wears a mask, or a clown who thinks he's Sweet Tooth. Yeah.
Now, what's this for the tag team titles?
This is for the This is to move on to the X Division title finals.
I'm going to go with Crazy Steve on that one.
I hope Crazy Steve wins because, we all like clowns. I mean, if you hate clowns...
No, we're saying... I remember him. We're saying
But unfortunately, let's remember, Crazy Steve is probably going to be at a disadvantage in this match because Low-Key will come out with his bitch Kenny Queen, and Manic will probably come out with James Storm or Abyss or somebody. But it will be interesting.
Abyss was pulling out thumbtacks out of the back of his head, or actually Ashley Six's head.
No,
yeah,
Six had a thumbtack.
Oh. He stuck in, actually Six had a thumbtack. But Abyss did give the title to All Black Everything.
Oh, my God.
So.
That's okay. I got to look that wrestling name up and see if it's actually legit. Because if it is, I want him on Wrestling with Death next season.
It's going to be talking about that.
Okay.
All right.
The Canadian Mountie has come in from the cold. He thought it's too cold. He wants to speak.
Oh, great. It's too cold. Well, we'll wait for him to get on the phone.
I've never heard
They also announced the second match of this tournament.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Rob. Hey,
guys. Okay, so at what was known as Super Kicked up here in Toronto, independent promotion, used to be Squared Circle, used to be Fight Brand, amalgamated into Super Kicked. Moving on. Ashley Six, who was in the ROH tournament, took on Abyss in a Monsters Brawl match. Thumbtacks were used, other toys were used, weapons, whatever, what have you, whatever you want to call it, chairs, tables, whatever. At the end of the match, Ashley Six legitimately had a thumbtack embedded in the back of his skull.
Ouch.
Not to mention all the ones on his back.
Okay, I think before we continue, we should put this following thing out there. Please do not try this shit at home. If you're going to, please do me a favor. If you're going to do this shit at home, please just die so we don't have to worry about a damn lawsuit because of your stupidity, ignorant ass.
That's right. Do not do anything unless you have training behind you. I fully agree. This is something that is very serious. I don't care whatever you want to call it, it is. The injuries and what these guys go through is very, very serious. And I have personally witnessed people legitimately wearing a crimson mask of their own blood. So let's keep things in mind before you start deciding to do any of this.
Yes, please remember, wrestling fans, this is why we have to be, okay, but let's not be like one of those idiot kids that last year tombstoned his fucking sister in Gildo, okay? Let's have intelligence here.
No, well, that's where it becomes. Know your place. You are a fan. Enjoy it, admire it for what it is, but you don't ever do anything like it.
Mm-hmm. And if you do want to do it because you're stupid, just go buy the video game. It's much cheaper and it won't cost you $1,000 hospital bill.
That's right.
Now, moving on back to TNA, because there was a second match that was announced for the X Division tournament. Like I said not too long ago, the first 3 triple threat matches are qualifying matches. The second one is Mandrews, who is Rockstar Spud's good buddy. He'll be taking on Tiger Uno, who I think is related to L some way or another. I'm sure we can figure it out next week. And then, of course, probably the most annoying person on the planet. No, I do not mean the ex-boss of that other network. It's DJZ. So I asked the question, can Rockstar Spud's buddy win the X Division title? Or can Tiger Uno finally bring something good to Mexico since L left it? Or is DJZ going to piss everyone off and go, ba-ba-ba-bun, and do that annoying shit?
Yeah.
CJGZ, you just killed the move by playing that stupid air horn. I'm going to find where you live, DJZ, and I'm going to stick my boot up your ass with that. This is why people from the Jersey Shore should not be wrestlers. I'm talking about you too, Zack Ryder. So, Test, who do you have?
I'm going to go with Tigre Uno. Since L left it, Mexico's got to have some hero.
Tiger Uno. Well, if he wins it, I'm sure L will be giving everyone a burrito. If he loses, he'll give everyone the burrito destroyer.
Or we could always, or since we haven't involved Bernadette in a long time, we could always get her to do a midget clown run in.
I would actually pay to see that next week.
Oh, she says she's a dwarf and not a midget.
Right.
So instead of, and Doug, you can be the dwarf in the hood.
Oh, damn.
So
let's have the 6'1" clumsy ass giant. That would go as well as the movie starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and some bald-headed midget. That's a great idea.
You're not winning this.
You want to get kicked, don't you?
Uh-oh.
You really aren't going to win this. Stop for you.
L's ringing up. That ain't L. That's La Parker. I think he's trying to tell us something. All right. Before we go, we do have some WWE information to hand out. As many of you know, Money in the Bank is coming up pretty soon. Granted, I won't be watching it because I don't have the network anymore. But they announced the participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match. You have Adam Neville, Randy Orton, Kane, Sheamus, Roman Reigns, Dolph Ziggler, and Mr. New Day member, because it's a new day, Kofi Kingston. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Granted, I'm sure we all probably have a gut feeling who's winning. No, it's not going to be the New Day. We're not going to get what we want. Oh, there we go, yeah. Come on,
good God.
No. It's a new day. Oh, it's a new day, I swear you, Lord. Oh, the new day's coming, and they're going to win Money in the Bank, and then Kofi's going to become the first Black WWE champion, Can I get a hallelujah and an amen? So,
if Kofi Kingston actually wins Money in the Bank with New Day, I will get drunk and knocked up that night. Wait a minute. That didn't
No. If Kofi wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, I will only sing New Day's theme song for a month. I will sing that every time I'm on a show.
Because he's off a New Day, Bernie.
Yeah, and?
Because remember,
Doug
it's
said
a
if he
new day.
wins, he will sing his theme song on every show.
Yeah, speaking of the New Day, they have a tag team title match. It will be Big E and Xavier Woods taking on Titus O'Neil and Darren Young at the pay-per-view. So, can the New Day keep the tag team titles, or can Titus O'Neil and Darren Young finally win the tag team titles that everyone thought they should have won 2 years ago?
The primetime player versus... Yep, the primetime player versus New Day. Tag team title. Oh, no. I'm doing the next match.
Yeah, we're just going over the card right now because we're not doing those picks yet. Of course, they also added in a rematch John Cena versus Kevin Owens. Now, I have a little complaint with this match. And no, it's not because Kevin Owens is in this. I like Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen's a great guy. It's not even Cena. This one is WWE. Correct me if I'm wrong. Haven't they been saying John Cena is a fighting champion?
Yeah, they've said Cena was a fighting champion.
And hasn't everyone said John Cena would bring legitimacy back to the U.S. title by defending it?
Yeah.
Then why in all of God's creation has Cena not defended it at the Elimination Chamber against Kevin Owens? And oh wait, coming up when he gets his rematch, it's also a non-title match. So that's 2 pay-per-views he's not defending the U.S. title. WWE, you have failed this city, and I'm sending the arrow to kick your ass.
Well, but it actually makes sense. I was talking to Rob before I came up here about Cena being the U.S. champion. I was like, no. But then Rob actually made sense to me. It's what makes it best for business. So you're kind of, so being Cena, I'm not the world's biggest Cena fan, but even against Owens, it doesn't make sense to have Owens as the U.S. champion yet. Let him have a couple of matches with the main boys under the card to see if he's going to stay, actually, or not get injured.
I could buy that, maybe, but here's the problem, and I did my research. I've looked up every title match we've had this year. The title that's had the most title defenses, and I'm not even kidding, is the Divas title match. When the Divas title match has more title defenses than the WWE or U.S. title, that's a travesty.
It would be more,
Wow.
Okay, that makes me want to cry for humanity, okay? Granted, it should show that the Divas are actually getting better, which it does, but at the same token, it's like, really? Granted, we know Daniel Bryan lost the title because he got injured again because he forgot the first rule of wrestling. Don't do a ladder match when you're coming back from injury. And by the way, congratulations to Ryback on winning the IC title. That will probably be your biggest career achievement ever because Carnage ain't going to win the WWE title. But anyway.
But why do you put the Intercontinental title on Ryback? To me, I don't know.
Well, let's just take a look who was in that chamber match. It was Ryback, Sheamus, Ziggler, Wade Barrett, R-Truth, who was my pick, which shows you how crazy I've been the last month. And then, of course, instead of adding Bray Wyatt, like everyone predicted, like they were saying they were going to, because that's what they reported, instead, they add Mark Henry, who did absolutely jack shit in the match and wasn't even a contender at all for the fucking belt. So good going, WWE. Anyway, that's pretty much almost the show for this week. Please remember, if you want to join us, we do have a phone number, and I actually have it here with me this time for a change. It's 1-559-726-1300. Remember, if you want to talk to us, the access code is 742021 that stupid pound sign.
But before we go, how we love on Revolution's Honor to support our promotions. Let's say Smash tomorrow, we have Give Divas a Chance for the first half, and then we have Drycore, Kicks ALS, which is Smash, the boys, tomorrow in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. With Samoa Joe versus Casero.
I must cut you off there. I apologize. Of course, please remember to support the indies because that's where we're going to get our future stars. I know Andrew will, we all know his real name. Andrew will be up there this weekend watching more great indie wrestling. Hopefully he will give us a report on that next week on how that went. Of course, don't forget we have other shows on Raw. Monday nights after Monday Night Raw, we have EL.CIBERNETICO, who will hopefully be back from his untimely, ill-fated sickness to host his show. On Wednesday nights, we have Rock and Reese, who talks about pretty much everything wrestling-related on Wednesday nights. And, of course, on Thursday nights, we have my two buddies from up north, Mr. Mountie Rob Gosselin and Trish Stratus' sister, Bernadette, with Shoot from the Hip. Now, of course, if you could pass the phone, Andrew, to one of those two, who is the guest for next week's Shoot from the Hip?
Be glad to. Next guest for Shoot from the Hip.
Oh, hello. Yes, next week, Thursday night, we have got coming up, because next week there's Death Proof. So, Death Proof comes back, and I am actually the guest ring announcer for the evening. So next week we are going to have Adam Hayes, and bringing with him is Salvation member Eazy-E. So look forward to that show, because that's going to be really interesting. There are some surprises that are going to come up. So tune in for that, and have your questions ready, because Lord knows, they love answering all your questions. I can guarantee you that.
All right, thank you, Rob, for letting us know that. So until next week, and I'm speaking for my buddy, the Ninja Known as Test, have a great weekend, have a great night, and we will see you here next week for Revolution's Honor live from New York City.